the difference between shame and guilt is I've done something bad, and shame is I'm a bad person. Like that's the difference between guilt and shame. And I was, I think, lowering my morals to meet my actions instead of, instead of changing my actions to meet my morals. You know what I mean? Like, so like I would do bad things and then I would just say, well, that's okay. And I'd keep doing these things that like to get drugs to, in my use that I wasn't talking about. I never shared about. I had this total double life. I'll give you a great example. So my grandfather has no sons. He had my mom and my aunt. And he and I were very, very close. He passed away, and we're at the funeral. My grandmother takes off his watch because there's a weird Italians have open caskets, and gave me his watch and said, "This is he never had a son. He wanted you to have this." And I said, "Oh, thank you very much." And that was like
Yeah.
the last thing I sold for drugs because I had run through all my money and was broke. And so that's like a watch that I'll never get back. I was never able to recover it. I think it was melted for gold or whatever it was. It wasn't even that expensive of a watch. But I remember justifying it in my head that I was like, oh, I'll just buy one when I get back on my feet that looks exactly like it. And that's something now that I would never do, obviously. And I know how crazy it sounds.
Yeah.
So shame like that I carried, and I can never get that back. But what I like to think of, and the way I switched the narrative now, is I carry that watch with me every day. That's how low I can get. So because I never want to go back there, I now I don't feel shame over that. That was a learning experience. That's my bottom, you know?